God gave me this platform. I already know I'm going to win.
China did our vote. Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign.
Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence. This was attacked.
Another day, another new, soon-to-be failed prediction by the pillow guy. Yes, of course. Now, this time, his new plan to reinstate Trump is him showing a movie, I guess, which he claims is going to change everything. It's going to change everything. Everything that you know about pillows, everything you know about the 2020 election, it will change. In fact, here he is again, promoting it. Take a look.
On the 16th and 17th of July, everybody, it's going to change everything. And I'll tell you, all the influencers that are invited, thousands of podcasters and TV hosts, radio hosts, that this is going to be the voice of the world. Brandon, I'm going to invite people from overseas, big organizations that have a big influence on the world. They're the ones that are going to be there. And they're going to be handpicked. I'm picking them. They're going to be there, and they're going to put out their voice. And you know what? After those 2 days, if there's any politician left in the United States that says there was no election crime and that they really are in love with those machines, they can sit behind those melted down prison bars made from those machines right next to Brad Rassenberger. We can build a whole big old new prison for all the people that were part of the election crime of 2020.
Going to build a prison. Props to anybody who gets that reference, by the way. Again, insanity. He's going to bring podcasters and influencers handpicked by Mike Pillow himself. Wow. Gee, I wonder if they're going to actually involve anyone who's an expert in the field of elections and the machines. Oh, right. It's Mike Pillow. So, no, what this is going to be, of course, is it's just a new movie screening with a bunch of right-wing weirdos who believe in this nonsense conspiracy theory of the election being stolen. Which will, I think, or maybe I'm wrong what the result will be, but clearly the intention here is to raise money from ticket sales, from chuds. And this is the thing that makes me wonder, right? This is the question that I now have. Are conservatives going to care? No, honestly, this is a question here. Is anybody going to even show up? Even the diehard MAGA chuds, right? Are you going to show up to this? I mean, look at it from their perspective, okay? They already believe that the election was stolen, right? I showed you a poll in another segment here. 46% of Republicans say, no, the election was definitely stolen from Donald Trump. Definitely. So they believe this, right? So now, when it applies to Mike Pillow, would you really care about hearing more of his so-called evidence? I mean, honestly, why would you care? Again, if you already believe it, then why listen to this screening, or go to the screening, or pay a ticket? Other than, I guess, if you want confirmation bias, sure, but even that doesn't seem like it's worth it. Again, if I were an election denier at this point, so say like, okay, I put on the MAGA hat, right? So automatically I lose 10 intelligence, -5 to critical thinking, +2 to confusion, right? And then randomly get into Twitter fights with people who are way smarter than me. I put on the hat, and if I'm one of them, when it comes to the election, I'm already mad. I'm already pissed off. I'm convinced the election is stolen. I don't need no proof. I don't need no stinking liberal evidence. I want to do something about it. That's what I want. Why am I going to go and waste money in this ticket when we got inflation, Joe Biden's gas prices, okay, so why am I going to go? Well, you're not. That's the thing. People like Mike Lindell have been doing this grift for 2 years, along with Donald Trump. And okay, did you get any results? Is Donald Trump back into power? Were you successful? No, because nobody believes it. Nobody with 2 functional brain cells is buying your bullshit stories. And that's it. Now, I'm wondering if any of these people are ever going to get to the point where they finally figure out that this is just a way for them to open their wallets to people like Mike Pillow. Again, I forget how much money the Trump campaign raised to try to fight, for the election and election integrity. That didn't actually go to any of the challenges. It didn't go to any of the court cases. You know where that went? His pocket. That's where it went. That's where all this money goes. Into Donald Trump's pocket, into Mike Pillow's pocket. That's really it. Again, this is nothing but a grift. I'm serious. 2 years of nonstop failure to prove their case, to bring forth the evidence. And they haven't been able to bring anything compelling. Again, you got Mike Lindell and the voting machines where he claims, it's the Iranians, the Pomeranians, the Italians, the ghost of Hugo Chavez. I mean, you got Venezuela here.
In Venezuela.
All these different conspiracies that, guess what? Don't have a shred of evidence to back it up. Not one. Not one. Not a single little bit. And then, of course, you do have people like pardoned criminal Dinesh D'Souza. Now, they've been putting out propaganda films as well, which completely ignore the voting machines, and they instead talk about these mules, right? These so-called mules. Now, again, different conspiracies, same lack of real evidence. What they do is they take things that are maybe tangentially related, and they twist it around. They make it seem super nefarious, for example, for the mules, right? So they said, we got geo-tracking data. Yeah, we got the geo-tracking data from these apps of everybody that's around a ballot box. Now, if you're around a ballot box, obviously you must be doing something seriously wrong. Really? Why would you say that? What evidence do you have to say that people who are near the ballot boxes are doing something nefarious? Okay, but we've got video evidence. Really, we would like to see some of it. In fact, we would like to see all the 4 million minutes of data that you say that you have, of video evidence. Show us an instance of the same person showing up at multiple different ballot boxes depositing ballots. And your grainy bullshit is not going to cut it, where you can't tell one person from another. Oh, but we have the geo-tracking data, which is accurate to what is it, 12 to 18 inches? Really? That's impressive, because it turns out they're not actually not that accurate at all. Not even close to being that accurate. Now, furthermore, again, they allege that people depositing more than one ballot were doing ballot stuffing, right? They were doing fraud. Now, here's the thing. In Georgia and a lot of different states, guess what? The law allows you to take ballots of immediate family members and deposit them on their behalf. That's not trafficking. That's not doing anything illegal. That's not doing anything wrong. That's taking people who live in your house with you and taking their ballot down to the ballot box and dropping it off. Wow. Oh, that's their evidence. That's their evidence. Again, D'Souza's alleged surveillance footage of these people were really just people doing something completely legal. Completely legal. And so far, 3 cases of alleged ballot stuffing that were highlighted in his movie were brought before Republican Election Board. You know what happened? They were dismissed because, again, there was no crime. Nothing that they had done wrong. No fraud, no paid operation to stuff ballots. No evidence of a paid operation. Oh, we paid people $10 for each fraudulent ballot. Really, where are the receipts? Where are the receipts? If this was a wide operation, you know how difficult it is for 2 people to keep a secret? Or 3 people, or 10 people? In fact, the more people involved, the harder it is to keep something a secret. And so But here's the thing, again, they don't need real evidence. They don't. They can show people putting ballots in a ballot box and say it's a crime, and all the NPCs who are watching will be like, it's a crime. It's a crime. Dinesh D'Souza said it was a crime. It's a crime. And that's good enough for them. It's good enough for them. But again, I'm still wondering, how long are MAGA people going to let themselves get screwed? Now, honestly, I'm very, very curious about this. How long are they going to sit there and shell out money to see more so-called evidence? These are important questions. How long are these people like Mike Lindell going to keep the grift train going? What happens if and when they finally figure it out? And I'm sure some will. Will they continue believing in it, or openly, or even though they know in reality, in their heart of hearts that it's not true, but if I admit that it's not true, then that means the libs were right. I don't know. Again, some eventually will admit the truth. Some will just move on, Some could just completely check out of elections forever. Wouldn't that be nice? But the other worry, the actual worry that concerns me is the people that will turn to violence. These are the people that are convinced, the very, very few people that are convinced that their vote no longer counts, that their votes are being stolen, and that they have to do something about it. We have a country that is filled to the brim with guns, more guns than people. And so worst case scenario is you see political violence. Now, I know we've already seen political violence on January 6th, but I fear that that's the tip of the iceberg. There's no indication that something like that won't happen again. And so these lies do have a huge impact far outside of a few grifters like Mike Pillow and Donald Trump making cash from people who've been clearly duped.